Hey, Wellness Warrior, Jackie Elmer, lowertoxiclife.com, sharing with you my little hack that I have for creating my own chemical-free, non-toxic hand sanitizer that I actually created this for my Travel Life by a Pilot Wife YouTube channel to showcase how to travel healthy, stay healthy in the midst of cold season, COVID, whatever it could be. This is a great way to protect yourself while remaining chemical and toxic free. 3 essential tips to stay healthy on your airplane flight and as you travel. I'm Jackie Elmer, Travel Life by a Pilot Wife, and I want to share with you today, first and foremost, my hand sanitizer that I use in the place of those traditional, heavily toxic, typical antibacterial sanitizers. So I like to make my own. I've done this for years, and I like to avoid triclosan, the well-known ingredient in so many of the hand sanitizers that you purchase. Now make sure, I will include the recipes here, but make sure you download the handout that I have that contains some of the facts and research that you can do yourself, as well as my recipes for do-it-yourself. Now for hand sanitizer, one thing that I really like to do is make sure that it's not so drying to my skin, but I also don't want to dilute the effects of it. So in a very simple bottle, and I'll show you some options for bottles. This is just a Trader Joe's rose oil bottle that I kept and use because it has a simple dispenser pump. I mix 70 to 90% alcohol. I will put in some almond oil, which helps condition my skin and stop it from getting so dried out. You can use the oil of your choice. I just prefer almond oil because I use it on my skin. And then my antibacterial go-to is tea tree oil. This is one that I purchased at Trader Joe's. Again, you can find tea tree oil almost anywhere. In the handout, I will have some informational facts for you to learn more about it. And then I kind of like to have a spa essence. So I will add lavender oil as well as peppermint. I mix all that together, shake it up, and then before I use it, I always shake it up too. And again, I'll have the recipe included. But then as I'm out and about, anywhere before I get on a plane, while I'm on a plane, before I go to the grocery store, I just squirt a couple of pumps, rub it all around my hands, just like a hand sanitizer. And then I like to rub it around my mouth and my nostrils because that's where so many germs come in. They enter the body, they store up in here, through your mouth, through those orifices. All right, so that's number 1. And then I mentioned bottles. Like I said, I've just saved bottles over time. If you're an essential oil girl, you could mix it up and put it in an empty essential oil container. You can purchase these with these little droppers at, just about any store. You can certainly get them on Amazon or even just your normal bottles that you can buy that are TSA approved. Doesn't really matter. I prefer glass personally so that it doesn't have BPAs and a lot of the different plastic things because, again, my goal is to stay overall very healthy. And I'm a bit of a health nut girl if you haven't figured that out. All right, the next one is to create your own spray that you can use for your seat, to spray on your seat, right? To spray on the tray table, the seat back in front of you, the armrests, etc. So this is simply, again, a mix of alcohol, a little bit of water, and then I like to put, again, some tea tree oil in it. I carry this along with a little Ziploc of napkins that I can simply spray it on, use that napkin, and dispose of it. And then all of my little tips and essentials fit right into one of these, just a little Ziploc bag that I have that make it super easy for me to pull out when I board the airplane. Now you can purchase these, or as you'll recall, a lot of these were handed out from about March of 2020 until about March of 22. So for 2 years, we got these regularly. I don't personally prefer these, even though this particular brand, this Travel Shield, is just alcohol and water. I don't like the plastic, I don't like the waste, and I don't like, the added expense, honestly, of them, and they don't have oil or they don't have like almond oil or any of the essential oils, which I prefer. Now, one other thing that I will do, you can purchase these little, these are makeup removers, honestly, these little rounds. I purchase these, and then I will make my own. They look like this. I will make my own and store in a Ziploc where I will add some water, some alcohol, and a little bit of tea tree oil. I mix that all up, and I will travel with that so that I can very quickly just pull these out as I'm out and about and sanitize. I usually will do anywhere from 5 to 8 for my actual trip, and then I'm ready to go, and I can remake those anytime I need. Now, my third little bonus tip are my nasal cavity cleanser, if you will. And I've used this for years. A chiropractor turned me on to this years ago, so I used it way before 2020. It's simply a mix of iodine, and again, grab the recipe downloads and I'll have it in here, sea salt, baking soda, and a sanitized type water. I have a purifier at home that I use, but when I travel, I'll just grab a water bottle. And then what I do is I will add this iodine in one of these little bottles. It's labeled. This goes right in my toiletry bag. I mix up the equal parts of the baking soda and the salt in this. And then I always travel with a little dropper. This is just something that came years ago. I save all my little bottles or save some of them. This goes right in my toiletry bag. So I mix all this up, and then I use my little dropper, and I will put it up in each nostril, and then I rub it in really good. I'll spend about 30 seconds really rubbing and massaging it in so that it cleans out my nasal cavity. Once I'm done with that, I take the rest of it and I simply gargle with it. I'll gargle anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, spit it out, rinse my mouth, and then all of my cavities where germs like to congregate are cleaned out. One question that I'm often asked about is that reconditioned air in the airplane. Now, I used to be one of those people who was very resistant. I was a germaphobe in terms of opening up that air and having everybody else's germs invade me. But after a lot of education from my airline pilot husband, as well as my own research, what you will find that in today's world with really, really high-tech systems, that's some of the cleanest air you will ever experience. So don't be afraid to allow yourself to be comfortable on the flight with that air coming in and just enjoy yourself. I'm Jackie Ulmer, Travel Life by a Pilot Wife. I would love to hear from you what your travel tips are to stay healthy and sanitized on your airplane flight as well as you travel. If you like what you're experiencing here on the channel, please subscribe. Please share it with anybody else who loves adventure and loves to travel, and leave me a comment and let me know what's been most beneficial to you and what you would like to have more of. I will see you on the next video or very soon in an airport somewhere fabulous in the world.